Hey fans of M&A, thanks for tuning in to another episode of M&A Sports Radio, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe on your favorite podcast app.
While you're in there, leave us a rating, add a comment. We appreciate the feedback. Thank you for tuning in, M&A Sports Radio. On tonight's M&A Sports Sitdown, in the wake of LeBron James capturing his third NBA title,
LeBron James.
on the heels of the Golden State Warriors, who won 73 games this year, seemed like they were on track to stake a claim as maybe the greatest team of all time, or if not one of the best of all time. And now that whole narrative is they're the team who didn't get it done. And LeBron, the self-proclaimed king, now looks like the king. AJ, what's your rapid reaction here?
He's done everything that people have asked him to do. He's won championships. Now he's brought a championship back to Cleveland, what he said he would do when he said he was coming home, what the goal was, and what he attained. Coming down from 3-1.
It never been done before.
Was one of, and his score, his game lines in elimination games of 41 points in Game 5, 41 points in Game 6, and a triple-double in Game 7. You can't knock him on the court anymore. The plays, the block. I mean, is he not an elite jump shooter? No.
No.
But he knocked down a few threes in these 3 elimination games, and the block, when he goes for the dunk to close the game, he has so many plays, and he's so great.
I have a point here I want to make. I don't think he would have ever won a championship in Cleveland if he didn't go to Miami.
I think that's a good point. I think
I think he did need a little help, more help than the average guy did to get over that initial hump.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because the first finals he was in Miami, he just melted. Of all the finals he's ever played, that's the one I couldn't believe.
Yeah, he was not.
They should have steamrolled the Mavs.
They were not good, and Dirk was really good.
Yeah,
Dirk was.
Deshaun Stevenson got in his head. Jason Terry had a huge series.
Yeah,
J.J. Barea went off.
LeBron came back with
2012, he has the 40 Game 6 in Boston.
He has the moments in that next season where he's eliminating that almost. You really don't hear about that first finals in Miami anymore, like you just brought it up. You really don't hear about it, especially because of what he has done in other playoff runs. Like even last year, he probably could have won MVP of the finals. They lost in 6 games. The team had no right competing in those games.
And that's what makes this finals for him that much sweeter. And I think
it woke up when Klay Thompson said it was a man's game.
Yeah, exactly. I think they didn't realize what they got themselves in for with that.
Exactly.
I said it to you, I think I mentioned on the show last week, when I was watching Game 5 last week, it wasn't it felt to me almost, I was trying to stay in the moment and not overreact, but looking back now, I remember thinking this is the way I felt when they played Boston in 2012.
Yes.
But I didn't think they were still going to win the next 2 games with Draymond coming back. It just felt like, wow, this is the type of performance he needed. Then he just kept it rolling.
He was amazing.
It's just amazing. His shot wasn't falling. It found a way to start falling. He found a way to get more out of Tristan Thompson when it didn't look like there was more. J.R. Smith, a guy who was dead in the water. They talked about it when he was once traded to Chicago earlier in his career. They said, hey, do us a favor, don't show up, you're cut. Yeah. That guy's a world champion now.
Yes, he is.
So
yes, he is.
He found a way. Because I'm still not his biggest fan. I still think the things he does on social...
on the court, you recognize and you respect his game as a top elite player, a great player of all time.
Yes.
Off the court, and I agree with you on a lot of this stuff. He's socially awkward. He doesn't get it. He says things just to say things and make headlines, and then he retorts back to a different person, and then he goes back and forth. Like, just pick one and be consistent. That's a lot of the beef with LeBron off the court. He's not consistent in the way he conducts himself.
And I think this year more than ever, you saw how sensitive he is with the whole Steph Curry talk. And I think you mentioned it, and I said a little bit before. Once he figured out I need to go beast mode to win this,
sensitive and motivating.
He got under Steph's skin.
It was sensitive to the point where it motivated him so much to elevate his game.
It took him to another level that I didn't think he had personally. Not that I didn't think he had it. I'd never seen
him for 3 games in a row in the NBA Finals with your team. You need to carry them.
Yes. It's exactly as fast as you got that out, just so I couldn't respond. Yes, yes.
No, because I found the words for you. I was like, I want to make sure he gets this point across because it's a great point.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I still don't put him in the top 5 category. I don't. I have him in that like 8 range probably. I still don't think he's better than Kobe Bryant. During this time frame, I don't think he's better than Jordan. I don't think he's better than Wilt. I don't think he's better than Kareem. Is he better than Magic? Magic played in 9 NBA Finals. Magic won 5. Magic won 5
I think it's
titles.
tough to match up the accolades.
No, but I'm saying
on the court, if you
Magic's game is very similar.
No, he's the most similar out of all.
I still think Michael Jordan's a better player. I think Kobe's a better
Kobe.
player. I think Shaq was more dominant. Those guys like that, like him, Wilt, Kareem, like those guys were as good as LeBron. You could throw the ball to Shaq in the low post in the early 2000s, and it didn't matter. Yeah. It didn't matter.
You could throw the double team. It didn't matter. You could go the other way.
And as good as those Miami teams were, LeBron's teams steamrolled the 3 finals. True. They beat the Nets. The one time they beat the Nets, they beat the Pacers, and they didn't have great competition, but still
the East is one that were
yeah. But they played who they played against, and that's what you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Absolutely, and I get where you're comparing him by name. I get that because those are all great players that you mentioned, and they're definitely in the top 10. But the way he plays on the court, the physical beast that he is, the presence that he is so great. And he is one of those great players. He's the best player on the planet right now, no question. And I like Steph a lot, but Steph did not show up in the big moment as did LeBron James. And he's 3-4 in finals now. He's won 3. He's won 1 back in Cleveland. I think that's if he was done today, he's still an all-time great.
Yeah.
He still has 6 or 7 more years.
I think what makes this so special, I think not only for him and the whole storyline, it's Cleveland. He made the guarantee, or not the guarantee. He said he was going to try and deliver a championship home, and he did it. Yep. I think once he went back, I figured they figured it out, but
he got the most out of those guys.
Anyone who didn't like him, he said, "Shove it."
Yep.
That's up. And as someone who always was rooted for his Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce, everyone had to take him down. They gave him fits early on in his career, but he's finally got to the point, 13 years in, where he's figured it out, and he's probably got 5 or 6 more years. Where he's going to be in the mix with competitive teams. And can he catch Michael? I don't know, but he's going to be there. He's going to have a chance, and I think that's all you can ask for. It's a
similar thing with Brady and Montana when you compare him, because if LeBron ever gets close, let's say LeBron gets 5, and the comparison's really on from then on. Michael never lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Neither did Montana.
And he won 6.
And I love Tom Brady, and I think Montana's an all-time great, if not the best quarterback.
But I think there's
there's
a difference between being 6-0 in the finals with 6 Finals MVPs and 3-4 in the finals, and having
no question.
And in the series against the Spurs in 2014, that was the widest margin of victory in an NBA Finals ever.
Yeah.
So I think though that's if you want to,
And he was very young too, and he didn't.
It was 2 years ago.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the
2014.
I thought you were talking about the original one. I'm
2014.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about
That's what makes that even crazier.
Yeah. Played him 3 times.
But I think, as we close this up here, I think there's nothing more we can say about this. This is a special player, a guy we've never really seen. He doesn't seem like, I get mad because it just seems like he's kind of a hired gun. And he always is looking out for the next thing to do and kind of, hey, what's the next fan base? I can go ahead. Can I play with my buddies? But in this moment, in this time, as long as he stays true and stays in Cleveland, you got to respect him for what he's doing. That 1 championship in Cleveland counts for those 2 in Miami and some. So that's all we have for you tonight on this M&A Sports Sit Down. Thank you for our special edition, LeBron. I can't believe I just said that. Have a good one, everybody.